1 Chronicles 24:1 through 26:11. This is how Aaron's descendants, the priests, were divided into groups for service. The sons of Aaron were Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. But Nadab and Abihu died before their father, and they had no sons. So only Eleazar and Ithamar were left to carry on as priests. With the help of Zadok, who was a descendant of Eleazar, and of Ahimelech, who was a descendant of Ithamar, David divided Aaron's descendants into groups according to their various duties. Eleazar's descendants were divided into 16 groups, and Ithamar's into 8, for there were more family leaders among the descendants of Eleazar. All tasks were assigned to the various groups by means of sacred lots, so that no preference would be shown, for there were many qualified officials serving God in the sanctuary from among the descendants of both Eleazar and Ithamar. Shemaiah, son of Nethanel, a Levite, acted as secretary and wrote down the names and assignments in the presence of the king, the officials, Zadok the priest, Ahimelech, son of Abiathar, and the family leaders of the priests and Levites. The descendants of Eleazar and Ithamar took turns casting lots. The first lot fell to Jehoiarib, the second lot fell to Jedaiah, the third lot fell to Harim, the fourth lot fell to Seorim, the fifth lot fell to Malchijah, the sixth lot fell to Mijamin, the seventh lot fell to Hakaz, the eighth lot fell to Abijah, the ninth lot fell to Jeshua, the 10th lot fell to Shechaniah, the 11th lot fell to Eliashib, the 12th lot fell to Jakim, the 13th lot fell to Huppah, the 14th lot fell to Jeshabib, the 15th lot fell to Bilgah, the 16th lot fell to Immer, the 17th lot fell to Hazir, the 18th lot fell to Hapizez, the 19th lot fell to Pethahiah, the 20th lot fell to Jehezkel, the 21st lot fell to Jakin, the 22nd lot fell to Gamul, the 23rd lot fell to Delaiah, the 24th lot fell to Maaziah. Each group carried out its appointed duties in the house of the Lord according to the procedures established by their ancestor Aaron in obedience to the commands of the Lord, the God of Israel. These were the other family leaders descended from Levi. From the descendants of Amram, the leader was Shebul. From the descendants of Shebul, the leader was Jedaiah. From the descendants of Rehabiah, the leader was Ishiah. From the descendants of Izhar, the leader was Shilomith. From the descendants of Shilomith, the leader was Jahath. From the descendants of Hebron, Jeriah was the leader, Amariah was second, Jahaziel was third, and Jechamim was fourth. From the descendants of Uzziel, the leader was Micah. From the descendants of Micah, the leader was Shamir, along with Ishiah, the brother of Micah. From the descendants of Ishiah, the leader was Zechariah. From the descendants of Merari, the leaders were Mali and Mushi. From the descendants of Jahaziah, the leader was Beno. From the descendants of Merari through Jahaziah, the leaders were Beno, Shoham, Zakur, and Ibri. From the descendants of Mali, the leader was Eleazar, though he had no sons. From the descendants of Kish, the leader was Jerahmeel. From the descendants of Mushi, the leaders were Mali, Eder, and Jeremoth. These were the descendants of Levi in their various families. Like the descendants of Aaron, they were assigned to their duties by means of sacred lots, without regard to age or rank. Lots were drawn in the presence of King David, Zadok, Ahimelech, and the family leaders of the priests and the Levites. David and the army commanders then appointed men from the families of Asaph, Heman, and Jeduthun to proclaim God's messages to the accompaniment of lyres, harps, and cymbals. Here's a list of their names and their work. From the sons of Asaph, there were Zakur, Joseph, Nethaniah, and Asarela. They worked under the direction of their father, Asaph, who proclaimed God's messages by the king's orders. From the sons of Jeduthun, there were Gedaliah, Zeri, Jeshiah, Shimei, Hashabiah, and Mattithiah, 6 in all. They worked under the direction of their father, Jeduthun, who proclaimed God's messages to the accompaniment of the lyre, offering thanks and praise to the Lord. From the sons of Heman, there were Bukiah, Mattaniah, Uzziel, Shubael, Jeremoth, Hananiah, Hanani, Eliathah, Gidalti, Romamti-Ezer, Joshbekashah, Malathi, Hothir, and Mahazioth. All these were the sons of Heman, the king's seer, for God had honored him with 14 sons and 3 daughters. All these men were under the direction of their fathers as they made music at the house of the Lord. Their responsibilities included the playing of cymbals, harps, and lyres at the house of God. Asaph, Jeduthun, and Heman reported directly to the king. They and their families were all trained in making music before the Lord, and each of them, 288 in all, was an accomplished musician. The musicians were appointed to their term of service by means of sacred lots, without regard to whether they were young or old, teacher or student. The first lot fell to Joseph of the Asaph clan and 12 of his sons and relatives. The second lot fell to Gedaliah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The third lot fell to Zakur and 12 of his sons and relatives. The fourth lot fell to Zeri and 12 of his sons and relatives. The fifth lot fell to Nethaniah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The sixth lot fell to Bukiah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The seventh lot fell to Esarilah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The eighth lot fell to Jeshiah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The ninth lot fell to Mattaniah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 10th lot fell to Shimei and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 11th lot fell to Uzziel and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 12th lot fell to Hashabiah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 13th lot fell to Shubael and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 14th lot fell to Mattathiah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 15th lot fell to Jeremoth and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 16th lot fell to Hananiah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 17th lot fell to Joshbekashah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 18th lot fell to Hanani and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 19th lot fell to Malathi and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 20th lot fell to Eliathah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 21st lot fell to Hothir and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 22nd lot fell to Gidalti and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 23rd lot fell to Mahaziah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 24th lot fell to Ramamti-Ezer and 12 of his sons and relatives. These are the divisions of the gatekeepers. From the Korahites, there was Meshelemiah, son of Kor of the family of Abiasaph. The sons of Meshelemiah were Zechariah, the oldest, Jediel, the second, Zebediah, the third, Jathniel, the fourth, Elam, the fifth, Jehanan, the sixth, and Elihonai, the seventh. The sons of Obed-Edom, also gatekeepers, were Shemaiah, the oldest, Jehozabad, the second, Joad, the third, Sakar, the fourth, Nethanel, the fifth, Amiel, the sixth, Issachar, the seventh, and Pulethai, the eighth. God had richly blessed Obed-Edom. Obed-Edom's son, Shemaiah, had sons with great ability who earned positions of great authority in the clan. Their names were Othni, Raphael, Obed, and Elzabad. Their relatives, Elihu and Semachiah, were also very capable men. All of these descendants of Obed-Edom, including their sons and grandsons, 62 of them in all, were very capable men, well qualified for their work. Meshelemiah's 18 sons and relatives were also very capable men. Hosa of the Merari clan appointed Shimri as the leader among his sons, though he was not the oldest. His other sons included Hilkiah the second, Tebaliah the third, and Zechariah the fourth. Hosa's sons and relatives who served as gatekeepers numbered 13 in all. Romans 4, 1 through 12. Abraham was, humanly speaking, the founder of our Jewish nation. What did he discover about being made right with God? If his good deeds had made him acceptable to God, he would have had something to boast about. But that was not God's way. For the scriptures tell us Abraham believed God, and God counted him as righteous because of his faith. When people work, their wages are not a gift, but something they've earned. But people are counted as righteous not because of their work, but because of their faith in God who forgives sinners. David also spoke of this when he described the happiness of those who are declared righteous without working for it. Oh, what joy for those whose disobedience is forgiven, whose sins are put out of sight. Yes, what joy for those whose record the Lord has cleared of sin. Now, is this blessing only for the Jews, or is it also for the uncircumcised Gentiles? Well, we have been saying that Abraham was counted as righteous by God because of his faith. But how did this happen? Was he counted as righteous only after he was circumcised, or was it before he was circumcised? Clearly, God accepted Abraham before he was circumcised. Circumcision was a sign that Abraham already had faith and that God had already accepted him and declared him to be righteous, even before he was circumcised. They are counted as righteous because of their faith. And Abraham is also the spiritual father of those who have been circumcised, but only if they have the same kind of faith Abraham had before he was circumcised. Psalm 13. O Lord, how long will you forget me? Forever? How long will you look the other way? How long must I struggle with anguish in my soul, with sorrow in my heart every day? How long will my enemy have the upper hand? Turn and answer me, O Lord my God. Restore the sparkle to my eyes, or I will die. Don't let my enemies gloat, saying, "We've defeated him." Don't let them rejoice at my downfall. But I trust in your unfailing love. I will rejoice because you have rescued me. I will sing to the Lord because he is good to me. Proverbs 19:15 through 16. Lazy people sleep soundly, but idleness leaves them hungry. Keep the commandments and keep your life. Despising them leads to death. That was... Hey, loud vehicles, stop it. I was on such a roll. I don't know if I've even messed up once. That's gotta be some sort of record for me. My tummy hurts. I can't tell if it's from hunger or if something's wrong. I'm probably gonna burp more now. I'm sorry. Abram. Oh, I can't even start. Just wanna go home and snuggle my dogs and sleep. And eat chocolate. Sorry. My tummy. I feel like I complain so much whenever I'm filming these. Or maybe I always complain this much and I just never notice unless I'm filming something. I need to work on that. Complain less. Be grateful more. I am so thankful for this studio space so that we can leave everything set up and just come and film. Except for when we have a wedding or a shoot where we have to break a lot of it down and then put it back up, which is annoying, but thankful for work. I'm complaining again. Oh my gosh. Okay. I tried moving my sticky notes with what verses I'm reading over to that side. And it's so much easier. I don't know why I haven't thought of this sooner, because then instead of turning more, it's just literally I don't have to move my head. I can be lazy. Yay! I got distracted halfway through reading that because I thought I saw the light on the camera blink and I was like, is it dying? And then I looked and it was fine. But then I was distracted. We took our dogs to the dog park recently, and it was so cute because Gary is now officially fixed, so he's welcome there. And oh my goodness, Gary and Phil were just living their best life, as people say. They were having a hot girl summer. I'm just kidding. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Gary kept freaking going up to every single dog in the park and just all excited, going up and sniffing them and jumping around, play with me. He's so social and it's so cute. Whereas Phil is such a skittish human. He's a person kind of dog, because we got him during COVID, toward the beginning of COVID. I think we got him in May of 2020. And so he was just with us for the first, year of his life. He saw very few people and definitely didn't interact with other dogs, or at least if he did, it was super rare. At one point we did join a life group that had a dog and we would bring Phil, but I don't remember when that was. Either way, Phil's not great with other dogs and he growls a lot when he plays, even though he's having fun and he's being he's not being aggressive. Well, he's being playfully aggressive, but he just growls. He's a grumpy old man. We joke that he's a grumpy old man and that Gary's just a doofy young preteen or something. Or he's just a